where we're all set to get our second game of the evening underway on table one. Ronnie O'Sullivan taking on Pang Junxu. In the commentary box for this one, Alan McManus and Phil Yates. And here's our MC, Phil Seymour, to introduce the players.
Would you please welcome to table number 2 a finalist in this season's shootout, Cao Yupeng, and the reigning European Master Champion, the Hawk, Barry Hawkins. To table number 1, a former ranking event finalist, Pang Junxu, and the newly crowned record-breaking 8-time Masters champion, the Rocket's Ronnie O'Sullivan.
Oh, thanks, Ronnie. Have a good game. All the best, have a good game. Do you want to call, please?
Always in the headlines, always making news, pretty much always making breaks. But for 30 years, Ronnie O'Sullivan has been hard to predict on a snooker table. I think tonight will be no different. Could play brilliantly and get this match over in no time. But he could be vulnerable because...
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. The first frame.
Pang is running close
Ronnie
in both
O'Sullivan
of their previous meetings. This is by no means a certainty for the man who just continues to raise the bar. While O'Sullivan is dynamic, and I say this in a positive way, Pang Junxu is dogged. Really hard competitor who's had some cracking results.
Yeah, you would expect the newly crowned Masters champion to dominate this match, but as ever, best of 7, the first frame or 2 is all important. But you're right, Pang is a terrific competitor, making his way on the tour. Lots of good results in the bag already. Top of the table from Ronnie. It was a clever shot. Expecting, as he got, the red to come away from the pocket, but O'Sullivan has some interest in the red itself along the cushion. Oh, what a starter. Never easy at the best of times when you're in full flow, but first look at the pot, clean as a whistle.
World number one now for well over a year. He's come close to losing that status on a number of occasions, but continues to be top of the tree. And certainly in terms of popularity, profile and career record, he's in a different league to the rest. He gave the impression, Alan, that he was relaxed when he was backstage, getting ready for the match. Arrived at the venue
20.
with little time to spare, but that's the norm for him.
Yeah, so we think even for Ronnie O'Sullivan.
57.
All the success that he's
28.
had. Less than 48 hours ago he won that Masters down at Ali Pali. Even he will feel like, I'm sure at the moment, his feet aren't touching the floor, just floating around, enjoying the success.
A moment, please, Ronnie.
The referee is Leo Scullion, asking for time to put the pin back.
Thank you. 34.
Yes, the O'Sullivan turnaround from the Masters victory is quick, but not as quick as yours, Alan. When you won your Masters title, you were playing the following day at 12 o'clock in Bournemouth.
35.42.
Yeah, for once then, he hasn't judged the cannon to perfection. The plain ball line and potting this red is going to contact the black, so work this cue ball just to avoid it. Yeah, it was tricky.
Whereas all
Chance for Pang.
One.
Pang is cool, collected, measured.
8.
The one thing he needs to guard against, O'Sullivan dictating the pace. There's the perception that the slower player of the two always dictates the pace, but that's not the case on many occasions. The more methodical player can be knocked out of rhythm, so needs to play his own game. Very difficult to do against someone like O'Sullivan, but something he has to try and do.
Pang Junxu.
And also not miss black off the spot.
One. Eight. Nine. $14. $15.
So often he does this, he gets the pace of the table so quickly. Perfectly on the blue, so choices. Confirmation, the shred, this frame ball.
$21. $26. $27. $34. And it's all been 34 and the frame.
No fireworks from the rocket, breaks of 42 and 34. With that, he's drawn first blood. It's full to the brim. And the reason, Ronnie O'Sullivan is in town. He possesses such star quality that when you're playing him, it's easy to feel like a supporting act. A little like the Washington Generals against the Harlem Globetrotters. You're just there to make up the numbers, but that's not the mindset. You have to believe.
One. Eight.
If he wants to gain positive vibes, Pang, he might recall his Crucible debut against O'Sullivan back last season. O'Sullivan sped off into a 5-0 lead. But he was a little under the weather, not feeling too good, and Pang started to cue nicely. Made a break of 133, 4 others over 70. In the end, it was all a little uncomfortable for O'Sullivan, but he won 10-7 anyway. But I think that experience might well have demonstrated to Pang that good things are possible.
Yeah, I think a lot of our viewers won't have seen him play Pang. They certainly won't have seen an awful lot of him.
16.
I would say that his main assets or strengths, he's very solid. Quite a textbook style. Nothing flashy as far as the cue action goes, but he's got a sense there as well. He's got some reserves of power. Plenty about him. Something else he's got, I've watched a lot of him, obviously. Very good under pressure towards the end of matches. He tends to be very solid. Pretty much all departments. Yeah, that's good. You underhit it. You got the one to middle. You overcook it. You got the one to corner. Just get
24.
the furniture out. Good thinking, that.
Another asset, he's extremely dedicated. Practices all hours God sends.
Doesn't look convinced, does he? So no good. A tester, blue to far left corner.
Junxu, 25.
Interesting the way he played that, going with power, using a cushion. I think a lot of players would have not used a cushion, more floating the blue towards the pocket.
1.
So pleased that red didn't go in. That would have been an injustice. It was a well-played shot.
9.
And now he could be away. Every time he's in amongst the balls, O'Sullivan. You feel he could be away.
That's clever, playing for 2, even 3 reds there.
16.
Already be thinking about get the 5 reds open.
17.
What he will want to do is go into them and still have the red over right middle as a saver. So I think this will be the time.
24.
Yeah,
25.
I think he'll have a pass at them here. There's definite value in it. He does have a red to far corner or left middle, but I feel it's got to go.
knew how close that was. He wasn't sure as it went towards the pocket.
$40. 41. 48. 49. 55. 56. 63. 64.
39 in front, so the blue is frame ball.
$69. 70.
We didn't know what to expect. Evidence so far, he's focused. And that's always ominous for the player in the other chair.
77. 78. 84. 86. 89.
Yeah, if he makes a century here, that'll be number 1, 2, 3, 4
93.
of his career.
98.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Who do we appreciate? The Rocket, Ronnie O'Sullivan. It's been swift, it's been smooth, and it's been very impressive thus far from Ronnie O'Sullivan. Already halfway towards a place in the last 16 of the World Grand Prix against Zhou Yulong. I know it's overshadowed inevitably, but on the other table, Barry Hawkins has made a winning start against Cao Yupeng after being at his lowest ebb, 61 down in the first frame, but Hawkins salvaged it anyway. That is swift, average shot time 14 seconds. Very nice.
Yeah, very nice indeed. And not out the woods just yet. He missed this earlier on, didn't he? He's got to be careful. No problem with the cannon.
Eight. 9.
Just considering whether to mess with a pack of reds here and use his power. Seems to be winding up for it. Yeah, good and bad. Good contact, but it's always the trouble. You're
16.
never quite sure where the cue ball's going to finish. Absolutely welded to that side cushion. This is nasty, whichever one he plays here. Dead weight. Yeah, lovely. So the gamble has paid off in terms of the pack of reds. He's just got to make good on
24.
it now. Plenty in the open.
Okay. 25.
Would love to channel the excellence, the breakthrough excellence he showed at the start of last year. Pang. The career milestones came one after the next. First quarter-final at the German Masters, then the semi-final
32.
at the Welsh Open. Got to the final here in the WST Classic at the Morningside, losing out to Mark Selby. And then, as we mentioned
43.
before, his Crucible debut. He was in a rich vein of form then. He'll need to be extra special tonight.
$38. $49.
That's excellent. You can see that he's a good little
46.
technician, isn't he? Very orthodox. Stance, head position, all that stuff. Very textbook. No doubt he would have been coached from quite a young age. Back home in Bozhou in eastern China, somewhere halfway between Shanghai and Beijing, pretty much.
$47.
A city of 5 major snooker halls over there. Now then, gonna disturb them. Don't lose the cue ball though. Yeah.
Junxu,
It's
47.
always the same story, isn't it? You're having a pass at the pack of reds and take half an eye off the pot. Well, the only good news is he has lost the cue ball.
Knocking in those shot to nothing reds can really help. The way he played that, actually, had the red stayed out, it might well have been left on. But he's 48 to the good with the potential to increase the lead.
Yeah, nicely controlled. Now then, this is the big shot of the frame. Bound to be on one of the premium colours if this red drops. Pushing a few into the open, you would think this is virtual frame ball. The way these guys score, big shot this. Nicely done. Yeah, very nice.
Junxu, 6.
He doesn't need anyone like me telling him you simply cannot miss these at that level. At this level, rather. Now then, yes, it's a big ask. 3 reds on the side cushion, but we know that it's the sort of challenge, actually, that Ronnie quite enjoys to face, and something to a puzzle to solve. There's part 1.
Eight. Nine.
Yeah, that pink's handy, isn't it? The pink for Ronnie being able to play this sort of hybrid lefty if he wants to, and release the other red. One on the right wing there. It might be a play at some stage.
16.
We'll see. Deep screwing the red out this time. Wasting no
17.
time to get them in the open.
$22.
It's just the way he transforms the table from awkward to promising.
Yes, and again, that hybrid lefty thing might
29.
come to before here, getting in behind the red. It's actually one of those you don't necessarily want to be dead straight on it, because where the red is on the cushion, any sort of angle, you just dribble it in, you're going to be nice on the black. So it needn't be straight. That's okay. Nothing to do with the cue ball. If the red disappears,
Yeah, 35.
he's odds on to clear.
Note of caution, though, even for a genius, this is missable. Never touch the sides.
36.
Yeah, it was noticeable when he gave the referee, Leo Scullion, the rest, that the elbow's bothering him. See it there? Yeah. It hasn't, of course, it hasn't
45.
affected the clearance itself, which has been stunning so far. It's definitely something that he's suffering from. So,
48.
up to and including the pink.
52.
Sublime.
$57.
Just another in the portfolio of O'Sullivan wonder clearances. Made it look routine. The elbow is bothering O'Sullivan. What's he going to do? Looks like he's going to give it to Pang Junxu. It's 3-0. And the Ronnie O'Sullivan show. 3-0 up on Pang Junxu in a race to 4. 1 frame away, therefore, from a place in the last 16 of this World Grand Prix. And for Pang, it's so far been a rainbow of disappointment. Missed black led to the loss of the first frame. A missed blue led to the loss of the second. And then pink was the culprit in the third. Before this frame develops, let me tell you, Cao Yupeng is back on level terms against Barry Hawkins at 1-1, although Hawkins does have a very good chance early in the third.
Yeah, that pink in the last frame that Pang missed. Almost came back to haunt him with that leave for Ronnie. Easy starter, off and running again.
Six. Seven. $14. 15.
This could be the coup de grace here, the way he's playing. And for all of his success this season, from a limited schedule, He's not dominated that many matches. This would be only his second whitewash if he were to complete it. Beat Andrew Paget 4-0 in the first round of the English Open.
Now the fact that he can pretty much put the cue ball almost ball in hand if he wants the high blue to disturb the reds.
31.
He's got options. Deciding perhaps to do it the conventional way.
46. 37.
Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, as we said earlier in career centuries. It's actually
44.
another number for you.
45.
It's Ronnie's 1,500th match as a professional. May not be over just yet. That's landed awkwardly.
Ronnie Sullivan 50.
Such a tough shot that, especially queuing over a ball. So still a modicum of hope for Pang Junxu.
One.
Yeah, it's good opening red. He knows that his next mistake is bound to be his last, so. And he returned the compliment. Lots to do, but they're all there.
In this situation, I think many players might have mentally checked out, become resigned to defeat. I don't think he falls into that category.
8. $15. $16. $23. $24.
I think he's very reliable in this type of situation where he's got 2 or 3 straightforward reds, or as straightforward as they come. Doesn't get ahead of himself. He plays each shot fully
31.
concentrated. Don't expect any problem with certainly the next couple of reds. By which time he'd be right back in this frame,
32.
at least. Play for both here. Yeah, he didn't. Deciding on the open one. I think that's just missing. Not missing a trick, but it was worth playing on both reds there, because if you land nice on the one with the rest, then you play it. Still got to deal with it.
40.
That's good concentration. He was mindful there of leaving the optimum angle on this shred so that you can
47.
hang the pace off it as much as he can. Make sure the pot. Very good.
48.
Not quite so good. Cutting back into a semi-blind pocket, this could go astray. Given the circumstances, Pang's done really well here.
Yeah, it's been excellent, hasn't it? Now, one last big question. Deep screw, right hand side, just past the top side of the blue with the cue ball. Okay, underneath it, but played to perfection pretty much, so shouldn't be a problem from here.
65. $68. $72.
Although ultimately defeated by O'Sullivan at the Crucible last year in the first round, Pang refused to go down without a fight. That might be the case here tonight. O'Sullivan yet to put the seal on this.
$83.
Barry Hawkins making a century next door to lead 2-1 against Cow. Here, Pang gets a frame on the board after being 50 behind. Well done. O'Sullivan's lead reduced. The question here, will Ronnie O'Sullivan turn frame 4 into a mere blip and get this under wraps right now? You don't see many best-of-9 frame matches won 5-4 from 4-0 down, but best-of-7s won 4-3 from 3-0 down. Not saying it's a regular occurrence, but it crops up a little more than you might imagine.
Pang Junxu, 1.
Thankfully, the positional aspect of Pang's shot did not work out.
Yeah, it just shows you how big that Miss Pink was, wasn't it, in frame 3? I'm not saying it would be 2-all because things don't work out that way. You know, if he puts the pink, then everything changes. So I don't know whether he would have won frame 4 or not. It was certainly a key blunder in this match. But he has shown plenty of signs. He's cueing nicely. Now that he's getting a bit of table time to enjoy. There you have it, yeah.
Yellow ball.
Having more of it. Of course, O'Sullivan plays that bit quicker, so in terms of shots played, Ronnie's played most of them.
1.
But this is good stuff, this, by Pang, holding firm, or as firm as he can do. Pot's on, but severely compromised with his cue ball. This is very missable, working the cue ball. No, played it
1.
superbly. And now, not an absolute sitter, this black, but hang the pace off it, should get it. Yeah, nicely done. Brown and pink waiting. So he's in a couple of shots' time, he's going to be in a very nice position.
Alan mentioned earlier, known on the circuit for having plenty of bottle, good nerve. And that manifested itself technically on the opening red. His head was really still.
Nine.
Yeah, for one so young, as I said near the start of this match, you think of what assets does a player have where it's definitely one of them. He's not prone to panic.
Yes, he'll celebrate his 24th birthday next month. He's also not prone to wave the white flag prematurely. He'll just keep plugging away and see what happens.
$21. 22. $29.
Yeah, good. Positive attack. attacking intent there. This is now a big shot, isn't it? Whichever one he chooses. That would be okay, but for this bridging over the black. Makes it very awkward. Guaranteed to leave one. Gotta get this. No, that's superb. That really is. He knows, obviously, he was leaving the world, as we call it, for O'Sullivan. So more than excellent chance to close to 3-2.
Six. Can you turn that off, please?
An unfortunate ringing mobile. Thankfully, it didn't disrupt or disturb Pang's confidence, concentration, focus.
That's a shot, brilliant, that, isn't it? That deep screw with the black and across the face of the other red. Almost a la Mark Selby, that one. Love the way the great man plays it. Likewise, this fella. Doesn't look like missing.
45.
Cue ball neat and tidy.
He is methodical, certainly in comparison with O'Sullivan, but the 23-second average shot time is more than respectable. O'Sullivan at 14, you're not going to match that. But Pang is doing nicely in terms of pot success, the benchmark for what's generally regarded as average. Certainly something you need to do at this level is 90%, and he's right there. And he's also on the threshold of trailing only 3-2.
$64. 65.
Another frame's gone, but here's this shot again. I love the way he works the cue ball back out to the middle of the table. See that? Lovely spin on it. One of those shots, when it's played properly, it sounds better. He's absolutely
73.
in full stroke now. Same again. Just watch the cue ball here. The nice zip on it.
$80. 81.
And this is a lesson for so many others on the tour. Many crumble in the face of an O'Sullivan barrage. Pang is standing firm.
Yeah, those shots, those deep throw shots, it's what I enjoy personally about watching new players coming on the tour. What are they good at, what are they not so good at? It's one of those little parts of the game that, you know, going forward, you look at something I've noticed with him when he lands straight on the black off the spot, no problem. Yellow going on the pink spot, so not a lot to do with the cue ball. Such an unusual position this, isn't it? Yellow in the pink spot.
91.
Low on it, up for green. Let's hope he can give us a nice century. Deep screw. The punch, 3 cushions. Well played, good shot.
93.
In stroke, in with a realistic chance. Outstanding effort.
$105.
You know, 3 years on from being named Rookie of the Season, Pang Junxu could yet beat the governor. At 3-0, and what's more, he was 50 in front in the 4th frame. It all looked pretty much cut and dried. Not now.
Yeah, Stephen made a point, didn't he? I think it was last evening, about the lower ranked players. The problem is not the difficult shots, it's the easy ones that they miss. As Ronnie's off again. 1. Yeah, terrific pot. Yeah, just as Stephen said, the easy ones are the ones that seem to cost the less heralded players. It was that pink in frame 3, wasn't it? Mind you, this has gone wrong. He snookered himself.
3.
Just flicked a hint of right hand side on this, that wants the cue ball going straight down table. Not quite as accurate with his opposite hand.
O'Sullivan 3.
Yes, you often hear, oh, O'Sullivan's as good both hands, but that isn't the case. He's extremely good left-handed, there's no doubt about it. He's made 147s. But he's not as good left-handed as right. Interesting point here. I was chatting with David Hendon before the match and we were discussing this. O'Sullivan this season hasn't lost on a great amount of occasions. Every time he has lost, it's been to a Chinese opponent. beaten in the last 16 of the English Open by Zhang Ganda. Quarterfinals of the Wuhan Open by Liu Haoshan, and again by Zhang Ganda in the semi-finals of the International Championship. That was a little clumsy.
Please don't call out whilst the player's at the table.
Yeah, now then, it's one of these where, again, it's easy to concentration distracted by the cue ball, and the pack of reds got to get the pot here, bound to leave plenty.
One.
Superb. Terrific nerve, control. And composure. He's got plenty of it, this lad.
8.
Yes, history shows that you have to stand up to O'Sullivan. If not, you will be steamrolled.
9.
You have to be resolute and believe, and I believe that Pan could do this.
No applause, but that was classy, that shot. Didn't overplay it. That red on the balk line helps him here. Not with the next few shots, but
7.
It's one of those, you know, if you ever have a little sortie up for the top side of blue and you don't quite get there, finish short, that's on for you, so lots of good options. That's the worst shot he's played this evening. It was one of those, it was in between a top spin and a dead stun. You've got a sort of timing shot. It looked easy, but it's one of those you've got to time properly. And this red near the right centre is not a sitter. It kind of looks it on the screen, but it's a horrible shot across the nap diagonally. That's the test. Snooker's like that, isn't it? You can play, which he probably has played in the last 2 and whatever frames. Worth another look there. Such an awkward shot. In the last 2.5 frames, probably played 30 or 40 terrific shots, textbook, and then you're faced with a difficult one. goes wrong, and all of a sudden, all the good work might have been undone.
Gravity, O'Sullivan's best friend there. A clean pot by any means, but it could be a clean kill from here.
Six.
If that catches the equivalent amount of the near jaw, it's got no chance. But off the far jaw, at that pace, sometimes they are accommodated.
Seven.
It's a lovely pack, this, to go into. You don't need a lot of pace. Just under mid-pace. Yeah, easy to spread them, and that'll do nicely. Okay,
12.
not absolutely ideal. It's a wee bit awkward, this one.
$13. $18.
Prime position in the process of being regained.
$19. $24. $25. $30. $31.
O'Sullivan sees the picture, doesn't he? He knew that was an important red, zoned in on it, got rid of it, and now this is a bona fide frame and match winning chance.
38. 39. $45. 46.
Two more reds. For a place in the last 16.
53.
That was a good red, if it was the first red of the first frame. Lots of really encouraging signs here for O'Sullivan going forward in the tournament. He's played as well tonight as he did at the Masters at any stage for me.
Yeah, he's played lovely. And it's been nice to see Pang put up plenty of resistance. But as said, this red is
59.
virtual match ball. But it's been good to see Pang playing again. You know, I do enjoy watching him. I like my snooker players to be tough, and he's one of them. Got a good career in front of him. Yes, he's come up against the great man tonight, and well, he's more than given him a run for his money.
Yeah, thank you. Thanks.
O'Sullivan wanted to win 4-0. Of course he did, but I think the way it's worked out has been more beneficial for him. He's passed another
63.
examination of cueing, of nerve. He was under pressure and he's responded pleasingly.
$68. 70.
This season he's been on the money. Won the Shanghai Masters International Championship, was a disappointment, but he won the UK Championship. And of course, a couple of days ago, the Masters. And who's to say he won't win this one?
77.
You'd be brave to bet against him.
$82.
Yeah, credit to Pang. He'll be back. He's learning all the time. He just hasn't learned how to win these huge matches against the very best just
88.
yet. But he has time on his hands. But O'Sullivan's been superb.
Yes, indeed. Pang contributed. Of that there's no doubt. But it's O'Sullivan who continues in the winning habit, coming through by 4 frames to 2 and into the last 16.